So Anime Vanguard just confirmed that update 4.0 is gonna be a Bleach update, specifically a 1000-year Blood War Bleach update. And I want to go ahead and kind of guess what we're gonna see in this update. I went back and looked at every previous numbered update. In update 1 we got 6 units, and I'm not going to count the epic or legendaries, along with 2 tournament units that were related to the update. Technically we got 3, but I'm not counting Broly. In update 2 we actually got 7 units, no new tournament units. Most recently in update 3 we got 6 units, not counting Subaru because again, he wasn't connected to the theme. And we actually got 3 tournament units connected to the theme of the update. 3 Dragon Ball units, and Gogeta was the main unit of the update, so I'm just gonna count that as related to the update theme. But with these in mind, I think it's pretty safe to guess we're gonna be seeing 6 new units for this update, and we're not gonna get any new tournament units. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw in 3 tournament units. I don't think we're gonna get them, but I think it's fun to guess what they might be if we do get them. We should go ahead and get basically the 2 confirmed units out of the way, those being Ichigo and Yuhaba. They were basically confirmed by the sneaks. I think it's pretty safe to say we're going to be getting these 2. Ichigo is probably going to be a basic mythic unit, while Yuhaba is going to be the main secret unit of the update. His evolution is probably going to be when he gets the Almighty with the Soul King's powers. I think that's a pretty safe bet. I think another pretty obvious safe bet would be Ishida, Uru Ishida. He's pretty important to the arc, and it'd be really strange not to have him in a 1000-year Blood War update, so I think that's a pretty safe choice. I think another pretty safe choice is Kenpachi. He's like one of the most popular characters in Bleach, and he has a pretty big role in the 1000-year Blood War. It'd be really strange to have a Bleach update without him, and he could kind of fill that role that I think every update needs, where he's just a pretty solid damage character. He doesn't have too many gimmicks to him. He doesn't have like a weird ability like I imagine Yuhaba is gonna have. Just really good, solid meta damage character. But we've already gone through 4 units, and I said there's probably gonna be 6 units, so that only leaves 2 more slots open. And I think it's pretty safe to put a Quincy here. I'm going to have 3 different choices here. I put down Basby, Giselle, and Gremmy. I think all 3 of these choices would be insanely good. With Basby, you can have him go through his fire fingers, and with Gremmy, I mean, he had a whole fight with Kenpachi. He has so many abilities. It's really up to your own imagination on what he can do. But I think for my choice, I'm gonna lock in Giselle, kind of. I don't think they'll ever do this, but I think Giselle would be the coolest choice here. I think his main attack, his most basic attacks, could have Bambietti come out and attack for him, a zombified Bambietti, and he'd only have like 5 upgrades max, but each upgrade would change his ability. Now this is where I think it'd be really cool. Each ability would have 1 use, but once you use it, you're able to place a unit on the map, kind of like how Valentine clone ability works, where you can place a Valentine clone. The only difference would be like this would be a completely separate unit. It wouldn't disappear after a while, and you could like potentially upgrade that unit. And each time you upgrade Giselle, he would change his ability, so you get to place a new unit on the map. And these units would be Hisagaya, Rose, Kensei, Rangeku, and the other Bambis as zombie units. I think this would be really cool because we have there's so many limited slots with so many characters, and I think getting Giselle to be able to spawn in Hitsugaya, Rose, Kensei, Rangeku, I think that would be a really cool choice. I don't see this happening, but this would be my personal choice, just to get some extra representation in there. And finally, I think our last character is gonna be Ichibei, leader of Squad 0. If you've seen the anime, you understand why he's here. Anime Vanguard is really unique with its passives and its abilities. I think Ichibei has a pretty unique power in Bleach that I think the developers could do something really cool with, but obviously I left out a bunch of characters. I mean, a bunch of characters. We're missing like Sunsui, Renji, Rukia, and obviously Aizen. I would love to see a update 4.5 or, you know, any other 4.5 update be focused around Bleach again, just so we can get some of those more, just basically more characters. There's too many Bleach characters and all of them are so awesome. But I did say we were going to go through 3 tournament units that I think could show up. So we'll go ahead and quickly go through those. My first one is going to be Ukitake. You know, as a captain, he literally does nothing. And his main achievement in the story was being so sick as a child that God's hand literally cried for him. God's hand felt so bad for him. And then he died to save the world. Like, that's all he does in all of Bleach. I guess he also blocked an attack from Stark that one time. That was cool. You know, he's a pretty cool character. I think as a leaderboard unit, he'd be pretty fitting. The second leaderboard unit, I would put as Donat. He's the guy that Rukia fought in 1,000 Year Blood War. I think he has a really cool design. I think as a leaderboard unit, he'd be really fitting because, like, going from like top 1 on the leaderboard to spot 5 with 4 seconds left for the tournament is a pretty fear-inducing, so it'd be, like, you know, pretty fitting. I think finally for the last unit, I think Kawamura would be a really good choice. I don't really know how I can explain this one. I think his shiny would be his human form, and his normal would just be his dog form, and like his cosmetic would be like the Bankai following you around. I think that'd be really cool and probably worth the grind, but we'll have to see. If you disagree with my choices, let me know down below. See ya.